Join us for the second part of Honey Heist today on This American Dice.
Stickyfingers. All right. So you are looking at the still warm body of a bright young lad and his thoroughly ruined uniform on the floor of this old honey storage closet.
Well, that's disappointing, but I think my first order of business is I'm going to get some of this honey.
Yeah, priorities. Mm-hmm. So that should be easy. You spend okay. Yeah, you're able to find maybe it's not like honey per se, but it's like honey products. There's like honey candy and like dried out honeyed frozen foods. Mm-hmm. But together they would work.
One load, right?
Yeah, one load.
Delicious. All right. Well, maybe that's what I was doing while the other scenes were going on, and now I'm just finishing it up.
Mm-hmm. You're daintily patting your mouth with your blood-stained claw.
Mm-hmm. Oh, all right. Well, now I got to figure something else out. Well, okay. I'm actually going to put on the bloody dandy uniform of this.
Okay.
Lifeless child, and all right. I'll just kind of fling open the door into the VIP room.
Okay. All right.
And I'm just oh, help! Oh, geez, oh no! There's a bear in there, I think. I gotta go to the hospital upstairs. Someone take me quick.
Okay, so you say this into the room, and you can see that there's some level of consternation already. There's a mother and a father sort of looking around worriedly, and then there'd be you can hear people sort of calling out for Theodore. And when they hear this, so they say, "What's that? There's a bear? There's bears. What happened? My God, whose uniform is that? Do I know you?"
And I think I'll just he'll fall to his knees and just oh yeah, man, wow, you really gotta help. Oh no, I think there's some kind of, I think they're honey thieves or something. They almost got me. Look how bloody my dandy uniform is. I'm just a child, this poor innocent child.
Okay, so a couple of security guards come over to you, and they're trying to calm you down and say all right, listen, it's gonna be all right. They're checking you for wounds.
Sensually.
Yeah, very sensually. They're running their hands through your fur, your soft, not fully grown in fur coat.
Oh, geez, everything's fading. Oh no, I better get to that infirmary upstairs really fast. Oh no.
Okay. All right, so you hear a scream from the room behind you, and people will be like, "Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, poor Theo!" And everyone is pandemonium is breaking out on this floor. So you want to try and convince these people to take you to the hospital.
Wait.
Yeah, do I get a bonus for pandemonium?
I thought that child's name was Georgie.
Oh my God! Yes, it is, but that's his middle name, which he prefers. Parents never respected his decision.
Do I get a bonus for the pandemonium that I caused?
Oh my God, Dish. Yeah, why not? So roll against a criminal.
Mm-hmm. No, I got a 3. Oh no, is that okay? Yeah, I got it.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So these security guys are all right, we gotta get him out of here. It's I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's get him to someone who does. And you're being escorted by.
Yeah, as they're escorting, I might say "Oh yeah, wow, I'm just so, faint that I almost forgot there's a naked boy in there that he saved me. I think he sacrificed himself. Probably, I think that's it. He was naked."
One of these guys is "Listen, who attacked you? What happened in there?"
Oh, wow. I just don't even know. So it was so dark in there. Oh, I think it was someone trying to steal honey or something, I guess. Like, that's why you're guards and you have guns, right? That's the reason, I assume?
He says this shit every year. These goddamn bears.
We don't get paid enough for this.
Yeah, boy, yeah. Good thing. Sorry I had to take you away from... I mean, like, where were you guarding? I heard there's like a beehive. Were you over there, I guess?
He says, "Look, kid, we're gonna get you to the nurse's office. They'll sort you out there. We got a bear to catch."
Yeah, I know. I'm about to die. This is almost like a Make-A-Wish Foundation situation, but I guess you don't have to answer my questions. It's okay. I might just die with not knowing it. It's okay.
He says, "Look, kid, like everyone knows that Mr. Prescott Honeydew keeps his stash for the best of the best. Everyone knows that. It's on the top floor with him. Now look, we'll get you."
Yeah, but don't forget last year, the Chicago Bears came and raided Prescott. I just hope it's not the Chicago Bears this time, all right? We don't get paid enough for that.
And he says, "Yeah, well, listen, this is just my last gig. I'm just gonna get this kid to the infirmary. Let someone else take care of the renegade bear. This is
I hit retirement next week.
Hey, me too. Tomorrow."
Oh man.
And they
wow, yeah. That'll be. I mean, so I guess on the fourth floor is where you have to go back to. You said where this honeydew is. Yeah, that makes sense.
He says they take you to the lobby of the fourth floor, and he says, "Look, nurse's office is right over there." And he points to another door next to the elevator bank. And he says, "Just go in there. She'll patch you up." And then he says, "We at least gotta look like we're looking for this phantom bear."
Yeah, just looking like we're doing it will probably keep us out of harm's way.
He said, "That's the ticket. Wife made me promise. Yeah. No heroics."
No heroics today, all right. Let's guard this kid. This harmless kid. He's...
and this guy says, "Yeah, so go on, get in there." They're waiting for you to walk into the nurse's office.
Oh yeah, okay. I'll just. Ooh, I'm hurt real bad though. I'll just let you go ahead and start walking, and then I'll go in after you start walking.
He says, "Now look, I'd be remiss if I left some poor bleeding bear."
Oh no, I'm just a boy. I don't know. You probably misspoke.
Are you masquerading as a human child?
Yeah.
He says, "All right, look, I'll escort you in. You must be in shock." He grabs you by the arm and he starts bringing you to the nurse's office.
Hey, this kid's he's putting up a little bit of a fight here. We don't want his parents saying nothing. We don't want no charges or anything.
Oh yeah, my parents were VIPs too. I mean, I'm just about to pass out now though, but and you touching my arm and moving me really hurts it. I think that's mostly where that person got me. That's where my wound is most severe, I think. It sure.
Okay, roll criminal.
Okay.
My God.
Okay. I got it again, but now I'm back up to 5.
All right. They say, "All right, suit yourself." He says, "Just right that way. The nurse will see you." And he says, "Come on, let's go do our jobs."
Josh, you got any sick days left? This might be a good day to use them, huh?
He says, "You kidding me? Nah, no sick days, no PTO in this job. What, they give you sick days?"
Nah.
Nods as they're walking off. All right. So, you're in the lobby. You're next to the elevator bank and a couple of doors, one of which is clearly the nurse's office.
All right. So now that those rubes have gone, I'm ready to. You said I was on the. Or they
Not
said
rooms to go. Those rooms are gone.
Oh.
Oh, good. Good one. But so we found, or those people told me that the valuable honey is supposed to be on the 4th floor, right?
The 5th floor, which is the top floor. You're on the 4th floor.
Okay. Then yeah, I'm gonna go over to the top floor. Penthouse, baby.
Okay, so sure, you can get an elevator. You can see that this elevator only goes to the 5th floor and the roof. So like there are no elevators on this bank from like down to the 3rd floor.
Better.
So sure, let's say that your scene ends with the doors opening on the 5th floor for you, and as the doors open, you can see this like wall to wall is just adorned with like the brightest, shiniest, most drippingly appetizing honey that you've ever seen.
Oh yeah, this is a good time to switch over because I'll go to my earpiece and be like, "Oh, hey guys, it's with me, Stickyfingers. If you didn't know, I'm here. Everything's checking out. All systems go."
We see this being played over Mr. Cicero's earpiece, and as Cicero is doing what?
Oh, I'm marching up the stairs right now.
You're trying to get to what? The top floor?
Mr. Phillips, what was his name? Phelps?
Who? Oh, so the convention organizer is a man named Abner Prescott Honeydew.
Yeah, we're going to Honeydew's quarters.
All right, so you, if you try to take the stairs as high as they'll go, they only go to the 3rd floor.
Okay.
So you have to find another way if you want to get into the VIP area from there. The 3rd floor is still like general admission, and it's like full of it's crowded. There's people all over the place.
Yeah, right. I'll take the elevator.
Well, same situation. So like you'll have to find another way to get to like the VIP areas, which are the 4th and 5th floor.
Go to the secret staircase.
Oh, well, why didn't you tell me any about the secret staircase?
All right, so I run into this waitress that I knew back when she was younger. All right, I say, Jolene, why aren't you working the tables? Why aren't you doing, by tables, obviously, I mean, the blackjack tables, the craps, I'm not telling her how to do her job. All right. I'm not that kind of guy. I'm not that kind of bear. Yeah. So yeah, I see Jolene, I lock eyes with her and
so someone you've like worked with before that you recognize like on the serving drinks?
No, she's an ex.
Ah, okay. A bear or a human?
She's a human.
Oh, nice. Is she like?
And she's also played by Julia Roberts.
Okay, like young Julia Roberts or like current Julia Roberts?
Current Julia Roberts. So she's like, middle-aged Julia Roberts. Not current. God, I'm not that. Yeah.
Okay. So sure, this woman recognizes you, says, what are you doing here? Are you causing trouble? I swear, if you're causing trouble, at least give me a heads up.
Jolene. Such a firecracker.
He says, what do you want, Mike?
Look, I couldn't help but notice you. I'm in the convention. But you're looking good.
He says, yeah, I always am. Listen, if you're just going to chat me up, I can get that from any number of other bears on the floor. So,
Jolene, I think I'm probably the only bear on this floor who knows that you have no business waiting tables, that I'm pretty sure you're the one who's up to something.
She says, She says, "Oh yeah? What if I am? What are you gonna do? What would you do? Rat me out? Just like the last time after our last big heist, you left me high and dry?"
Jolene, that was a different time. I was a different bear then. So, look, I only
just fatter around the midsection.
Look, you've got a point, but I'm
also just remembering that he's a honey badger, so it's like up to her knee.
I know. I was just imagining what a honey badger looks like, fatter on the waist, and I was trying to. Look, Jolene, when we're past the dramatics here, maybe you and I can make a buck, okay?
She says, "Oh, make it quick. What do you want?"
Oh, make it quick. That's the only reason why you're here. I always knew you never liked it quick to begin with.
You never had any trouble making it quick when we were together.
Whoa! All right. Jeez, wow. I'm glad all of our, I'm glad none of my brothers are here to hear this. So
everyone else hearing this over the walkie-talkies.
Yeah, I've got a live mic on, and it's also being broadcast over the PA system.
Hey, Mr. Sister, I'm just going to go mute for a bit.
Yeah, Julie, look, it's clear you have no business waiting tables here. I'm sure that are you? Let me just ask you this: are you looking for top shelf tonight?
And she says, "Look," and he leans in. She's like, "I've got my own thing going, all right? I don't need you. You're only going to muddy up the works. You're only going to honey up the works. So if you'll excuse me," she says, "you do your gigs, I'll do mine."
Yeah, but there might be none left for you, honey.
She says, "We'll see about that." She starts heading off to find thirstier bears than you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some old Texan with a cowboy hat on and a 6-shooter on his belt, and she's got his hand down in his pocket while she's refilling his drink.
Oh man, this is a saucy convention.
No, she's just lifting something off of him. She's not his front pocket, his back pocket. All right, Billy's. This is Julia Roberts we're talking about, right? Come on.
Oh yeah, fair.
All right. So after encountering Jolene, I'm gonna get on the walkie-talkies and say, "Look, hey guys, we got company."
I think Hibey hears this. He hears, "Hey guys, we've got company," and he just looks over, and we see his eyes narrow on a limo, and the parking lot, and you just hear, "We sure do." He starts heading over to that limo.
All right. Okay, so while Hibey is doing that,
I'm also gonna add. Just ran into Jolene.
So you guys know that Jolene tends to mean bad news, right?
So keep it together, bloke. Just cause you're all whatever the British term for just cause your old bird is here doesn't mean you gotta flip out.
Oh, do you think my old bird's here for no reason?
I think I'm looking at a reason right now.
So before we cut to Hibey, Michael, so as you're finishing up saying this about Jolene, you see her taking an empty tray, but she's not going into the back to the kitchen area that you've seen all the other waitresses go in. She heads off down a hallway that you haven't seen anyone else go down tonight, and she takes a furtive look around the convention floor before she sets her tray down on a table and then walks off down this dark side hall.
I'm gonna lower my body so that I am only 6. So I'm I'm already a small, tiny creature that is only maybe a foot off the ground. Roll over myself and starts, going towards that hallway. And so I'm only like 6 inches off the ground, kind of like walking really low. And then look around the corner. Well, yeah, I'll be following her. All I'll just say is I'm following her.
Okay, so the last thing you see when you start following her is she like makes her way to like down some winding halls, and she finds a door that one bear is standing outside. Seems to be waiting for her. They exchange words, and she takes out a key ring and opens it, and you can see there's a staircase, and she starts heading through it.
She always had a way with bears.
Okay.
I think also while we're on the microphone thing, Sticky's going to say, oh yeah, also there might be bad people here. I did see, I heard there were rumors that someone killed a child. I think it was probably them, probably these people. I think they're probably they're on alert, probably, so we should probably watch out.
The worst kind of people here, yeah. Hibey, you see this limo pulling up that clearly is not a service vehicle coming into like this back lot. It's got tinted windows. Yeah.
And the license plate says HNYDEW.
Oh shit. Everyone in town knows what that means.
Yeah.
And so this like unnecessarily long limo pulls up and parks like right next to the doors, and these two like tuxedoed men come out to receive it. And this two more men come out of the limo and hold the door open for this like older man wearing like an extravagant like bright yellow suit with a top hat and a tie with like just honey pots and Pooh Bear on it. And he steps out. He's very tall and thin, and he's got like a box in his hands, like a crate that says "fragile" down the side of it. And just even all the way from here, you can smell that like this box is both alluring and like weird.
Oh, so yeah,
yeah.
He puts his nose up for a second because he can smell it, and then he kind of focuses his steely gaze, but not on that guy. Instead, on the driver of the vehicle, who's also a bear, but a different kind of bear. He's a big, beefy, hunky man.
So this man could...
It's a San Franciscan bear.
Yeah, in this man, you see a kindred spirit. Like, this guy could give you a run for your money and all the things you specialize at.
Well, here's the thing.
He's in leather.
He's in a suit. It's a leather suit. But yeah, and Hibey looks over at this guy, and he does see a kindred spirit, or someone who used to be a kindred spirit, till he betrayed Hibey.
Dun dun dun.
It's Hibey's old partner.
Oh no.
Sockeye Jones.
Old Sockeye Jones. All right. Does he see you?
Oh, I don't think he does personally, but Hibey wants to wait till everybody's back in, like these other guys have gone, before he's going to maybe go like, he can't resist. He's got to confront this guy.
All right. So you watch Mr. Abner Prescott Honeydew being escorted in and scurried off into the building with his strange cargo. And Sockeye Jones, he may have sold out to the man. He may have sold you out too, but he still knows how to drive. He waits for the car, professional as can be.
Once the coast is clear, I think that Hibey goes to essentially gets in the back of the car, or at least he's going to try to get in the back of the car and kind of slip in and just get like behind this guy, if that's an option. Or if it's too big of a limo, then he'll just get in the passenger seat of the car.
No, I'd say the back doors are unlocked. So you can slip into the back of the car, and as you settle down in the seat, Sockeye Jones is like, I guess I shouldn't be... Oh, no, this is... what does he say, Deej?
I think he's like, oh, hey, you're pretty brave to show your face around here.
Right. Well, after I did that time, I'm surprised I'm showing my face outside at all. Thanks to you.
Well, is this supposed to be business or pleasure? He puts his hand on your knee.
I guess I'm not in the back seat of the car.
No, you're in the back seat. You're in the back seat.
Okay. So
I mean, I guess he could turn around and like just very stretchily go back there.
Yeah. I forgot this is a human bear.
Oh, I thought you were next to each other.
No, he's in the back seat.
I am also a giant grizzly bear, so I'm taking up a lot of the car.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, your knee could be at any point in this car, really.
Okay. Yeah, it's weird that you decided to go through the front door to go to the back, but sure.
Well, you always did know me better than anybody else. I guess that made that a lot easier for you to rat me out.
Listen, it wasn't my fault. If I didn't give someone's name, it would have been me in there. And you know I've had priors. Bear is easy. You just go to the zoo, they feed you all day. Human zoo is way different.
You've got yourself one more chance, Sockeye. Either you make it right, or you're going to be wishing you'd be in a cage rather than the ground.
All right. So, are you trying to get him to do something? Are you like?
I think I'm going to try to get him to kind of like cooperate with us.
Okay. Yeah. Roll bear.
Ooh, all right. Does this work as terrifying?
Well, I guess it depends on. Do you? Yeah, I mean, you have to tell me like what you want him to, what kind of reaction you're looking for.
Like, yes, I'm trying to get him to go. In another game, this would be the equivalent of like a manipulate roll. So I'm not sure if it would be.
Okay, so
does it relate to my being the retired character?
The retired.
But they told me again.
Yeah, sure. Why not? I forgot all about those ones over there.
All right. Well, I'm not sure. Is this bear or criminal? They're the same for me right now, but if I fail,
it doesn't matter if you fail. It's always going to be gaining one in bear.
I rolled a 2 and 3.
All right, you're good.
So,
okay, so Sockey's maybe you pulled some heartstrings with him, or maybe he feels bad this one last time.
Oh, he says, he just like thinks for a minute. He's like, all right, well, I'm working for Honeydew now, but maybe if I got distracted, anyone could come in and out. Maybe if I got that kiss that you promised me last time we talked.
Yeah. And he puts his big giant paw on your hand, and he says, and he'll say, well, I always knew how to catch a salmon swimming upstream.
Sockeye.
Stickyfingers, you have entered this 5th floor is dedicated to just displaying the sheer quantity of the finest honey from every part of the world. There aren't like interactive exhibits here or anything. It's just it's like walking into Scrooge McDuck's money bin.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just honey everywhere, in jars and in like dripping from like posts and just like in every conceivable container, just like to be the most aesthetically pleasing to bear and human alike. And as you walk in, you hear commotion coming from the right side of the room, and you can hear these people, like these voices like conversing amongst themselves, like rather quietly, and they're getting closer.
I'll try. Oh, maybe there's like a giant, like huge honey pot, like a ridiculously big one, and I'll just jump in there.
Okay, so you jump in this honey pot to hide and listen, and as you do, you see this woman. You know Jolene, right? Or have you met her?
Oh, sure, yeah. I've definitely heard of her.
All right, so you see this like fetching woman in a serving cocktail server's outfit come in. She's accompanied by this like beastly large bear in like a black suit, and you hear them gasp as they enter the room from this side hall. And she's like, "This is it, honey. This is the final score. I told you this would work." And Michael, you're following behind them, right?
Yeah.
All right. So you are you trying to keep your distance, or are you roll? Hold on one sec. What are you? The face? The unhinged face?
Yeah, unhinged. But also savage.
Okay. Okay. So these two enter the room, and they're looking about in wonder, and then Stickyfingers, you hear behind you the elevator you just came in opens, and out from it comes 5 guys armed, and Mr. Honeydew himself in this like dazzling yellow suit. And he says, "Well, right on time," as he looks across the room to Jolene and her partner, who are standing with their mouths open on the middle of the floor. And he says, "In fact, I expected you to be a little bit earlier. You didn't have that much trouble with my security, did you, Jolene?"
Man, I was hoping to do some of the work for us.
So she seems to be like completely out of sorts. She says, Now listen, Honeydew. You know, I've got no quarrel with you. It's practically a tradition at some point that somebody has to try it every year." Honeydew's like, what does Honeydew say, Austin?
So it's practically a tradition every year. His response is, "Well, I think you remember the response we've had, the traditional response," and he pulls out a gun, points it at her.
Okay. And without much further ado, Honeydew and his team just open fire on these 2 thieves in the middle of the room and just waste them. Like,
No, Jolene.
Yeah, Michael, you watch from just as you come around out of the same hallway they came through. You watch as she's gunned down in the middle of the room with her compatriot just murdered in cold blood. So Michael and Stickyfingers watch as these 2 fellow thieves are gunned down in the room. And then when it's over, Honeydew's like, "Get this cleaned up before it stains the honey pots." He says, "I need to attend to my masterpiece."
He's human, right?
Yeah, he's a human.
All right, yeah. I'm going to start running towards him.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Like, from behind.
Okay.
Just towards Honeydew.
All right. So what do you want to, like, are you trying to, like, catch him before, like, because he's got, like, 5 guys with him as well. Like, do you want to catch him before they can stop you?
Yeah.
Well, I think that sounds like roll bear.
All right. I'm savage. Don't forget that.
You are unhinged.
Unhinged. But I thought it was unhinged and savage.
You're unhinged, honey badger. Oh, right. Carnage. You are
Carnage.
excel at carnage.
So how about 3 dice?
Yeah, why not? Go ahead.
Okay, so it looks like I got. How do I tell? Okay, I got a 6 and a 3.
And what?
3, 3, 6.
What's your bear stat right now?
My bear stat is at 2.
Ooh. Okay.
Wait, does that mean I fail?
Yeah. Okay, so you like see your ex gun down, and you just don't even think about it. You just rush through the room, just going straight for the man responsible. And he sees you just before you reach him, and in the most perfect form move, he just catches you and judo throws you into the ground. And he says, "Oh, wait, Austin, what does he say?"
He'll say, "Stop badgering me, fool."
Also, you gain 1 bear from criminal, so I think you're at 3-3 now. And now every gun in the room is trained on you.
On me?
Yeah. And
all right, oh fuck, damn it! All right, so I gotta say something.
he's just like, "Oh well, now since the possibility's been raised, perhaps I should ask how many of you will have to deal with." Says, "Don't be shy. Speak up."
Honeydew, you have no idea what kind of blood you've shed here today. But you mark my words. Before this day is over, your testicles will be in my mouth.
How does Honeydew feel about that?
You may not give a fuck, but nothing will be as sweet as my revenge. Deal with him. And I feel he has more pressing business to attend to.
Well, naturally, a man like Honeydew. All right. So he like definitely hands you off, and being a honey badger, he could just sort of like hold you and like pass you to somebody else.
One of those animal control collars on.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till he's out of the room, and then honey badgers have really loose skin.
Do they?
Yeah, they have very loose skin. So that's the reason why, like, no animals fuck with them. Because even if a lion, like, grabs them by the neck, the back
oh my God,
of the neck,
you're right. They do. That's hilarious.
They will spin around in their own skin and be, like, upside down and grabbing that lion's testicles and tearing them off.
Okay.
Like, lions don't even fuck with these animals. Like, they'll go into African like honey bee nests and just get stung head to toe. Like, they're tiny, but they don't give a fuck, is what I understand from honey badgers. So he'll be passed off, and I'm gonna wait for this guy to go through the door, and as soon as he's like out of sight, I'm just going to basically like dislocate my shoulders and like turn around and like rip this guy's throat out.
All right, I love it. Okay, so Honeydew steps out of the room holding this crate, which smelled extremely strange to both of you. Like it smelled like honey, but like nothing he'd ever smelled before. So he takes it with him, and the other guys are like, "Oh God, all right, who wants to take care of this one?" He like holds it up, and the other guys like start taking out their guns. Like,
yeah. No, I'm gonna turn around in my skin, and I'm gonna grab the guy by the wrist and bite his tendon that pulls the trigger, so he shoots his friend.
Okay, roll a bear. Wait, bear? I suppose.
That's savage, unhinged, right? So 3d6.
Let's go with 2d6. I don't think it's unhinged to want to save your own life.
All right. God damn it, Carl. All right, I got a 1.
All right.
Yes.
So describe how this works out for you. Like, is this a move you've practiced before?
Yeah, I'm like kind of like playing dead, and like not really playing dead, but like my neck's lobbing to the side, and then he passes. I'm passed off this other guy, and he like pulls out this 45 1911, cocks back the frickin' slide on it, and then is like, but he's talking casually to this other guy, and his gun is aimed at him, and I'm just gonna like bite on his wrist and like dig my fangs into his index finger's tendon and yank him so that he pulls the trigger and shoots his friend straight through the fucking heart.
All right, that is exactly what happens. And immediately a melee ensues.
Yeah, and the guy who I just bit, he's totally fine, but he has to watch his friend die now. And he's like, they're really close.
Okay. So like, you do this like crazy fast move where you twist around your own skin in an impossible way, bite this man's hand. He shoots his best friend through the throat, and there's this deafening silence in the wake of this gun blast as this man watches his friend fall, and these 4 remaining agents just look in horror at this body on the floor. Stickyfingers, you've been watching all of this unfold. What's your plan? Are you gonna lay low? Or are you gonna what are you doing? How are you feeling about this?
Yeah, I think that. Well, I've hopefully eaten a load of honey in this time.
Yeah. I mean, I guess so. You hit a honey pot after all.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why not?
Oh, this whole thing's a honeypot, baby.
And then
and that's why Grizzly Adams is on it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. So I think now that there's the melee going on, I'm going to use this distraction to kind of slip out of this honeypot and kind of escape into the shadows, hopefully to follow Honeydew.
Okay. All right. Go ahead and roll for that. See if you can escape notice and like successfully follow this old man out of the room.
And you think a thief would apply there, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Yeah, I got a 4 and a 5, so that back up to 5.
What's your criminal stat?
It was at 4, and now it's back to 5.
But you did succeed, right?
Yeah.
All right. You're just too good at stuff. You're like itching to become a rogue.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So you successfully are able to evade like this crazy like 4-on-1 fight that's now breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
Able to follow Abner as he like retreats to his study. All right. So over the walkies in the limo, both Hibey and Sockeye are hearing the same things, which is like carnage, just madness. Like you hear a gunshot and then just screams. And just like more gunshots and people cursing, and this like the wet sounds of flesh being cleaved from bone. And Sockeye's like, "My God!"
Yeah, he says, "My God, are those your boys?"
Cubs.
Cubs, yeah.
He'll say, and have we heard like all of this craziness?
Yeah, why not? I'd say Stickyfingers would have kept the mic on.
The kid loved it. Like, oh no, wait, hold on, I'm Jason Statham. The kid loved it, I wouldn't be on the other side of him right now. All we gotta do is make sure we don't get between him and the stuff. And all you gotta do is make sure we get out of here.
He's like, oh God damn it, Sleepy. This is
That was always your nickname for me. It was Sleep.
This is why. Never make anything easy, do you?
I tried the easy route. I slid right back this way.
Well, sounds like they're in there and you're out here. I got this car. Honeydew's gonna come right back. We can just drive away.
Why don't you hop on the horn and let him know it sounds like it's getting too hot in there.
What about you?
He says, I think I can make myself useful once he arrives.
Sure. Yeah. How does Sockeye feel about this? What's he gonna do?
He's like, all right, it's one thing to cover for you, but this is going to ruin my entire reputation.
He'll say, with all that sweet sticky stuff, you could buy whatever reputation you want.
All right, you're giving me an extra share then, or an equal share?
And he looks at him and says, "Oh, believe me, we'll have all we need."
All right. Well, I've been, driving these limos, Sockeye Limo Company. It's not all it's cracked up to be.
That's what it says on the outside of the limo.
That's right. I did print that there.
Okay, so is Sockeye gonna call Honeydew?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, if he's giving him a share, it's like, all right.
All right, so he's back to the other side of the line. All right, so meanwhile, Stickyfingers, you follow Honeydew, you can tell he's heard the violence ensuing behind him, and he pauses in the hall and considers. And he shakes his head and continues on to his study. And he sets this crate down on his desk and says, "Nothing out there matters. Only you do." And he opens it. And he pulls out this old, faded yellow honeycomb. And what do you guys think? What would a really way too old to be still existing beehive look like?
What if it's in the shape of Lincoln's top hat, though?
Yes, it's obviously in the shape of Lincoln's top hat.
Either that or just it's in the top hat and there's bees coming out of it.
Oh, that's good.
Oh, okay. So, we don't even see, into the top hat. We just see the top hat itself, and it's sort of overflowing, the hint of bees inside it, and sort of a misty vapor is rising from it, and it's the sweetest smell Stickyfingers has ever smelled, and yet also just wrong somehow. And Honeydew's like, with you, I can shut down the rest of this and be the undisputed purveyor of the most treasured honey artifact of all time. And he gets on the phone and he says, "Johnson, have the helicopter ready. I'm coming up." And he scoops up the top hat in his hands, and he flicks a button in the bookcase, and it slides back, and he climbs a spiral staircase up.
Oh, does he put it into his back into the case?
No, he's just holding it in his hands.
Looks like we're taking off.
Yeah, I want that hat. So he's just carrying the hat, just like a football kind of?
Yeah, he's got it in his arms.
Man, what would be a good thief thing to do here? I feel like
Ooh, could you maybe do something where you end up switching it on him?
Yeah, that's what I was trying to think of with the case, but this monster. Okay, yeah, maybe. Oh, here we go. So there's a thing that opened up. It was like a secret bookcase tunnel thing.
Mm-hmm.
So without him knowing, I put a tripwire there that he's going to trip over. And that's when I'll make the switcheroo.
So you're going to try and trip him on his way out of the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, of course. There's a high-tech device, which we've obviously made, that I roll like a ball, and it opens up and makes a tripwire come out.
Okay, so you're just trying to trip him up so he like falls over before he can leave the room?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sounds like a criminal thing to do.
Mm-hmm. This is tricky. I should have had more loads of honey. What was I thinking? Yeah, I got it.
Okay.
That puts me at 6.
Uh-oh.
But, ooh, okay, actually. Oh, if I get this, that trips in, and I try to switch it up. That means that's going to be mine. I'm out of this group.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you interpret that how you will. You are lured into a life of crime and betray the party.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
So, all right. So you successfully tripped this guy, and how do you switch this hat out?
Oh, I've just had a replica made, obviously.
Deus Ex hat.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I have the fez that I have, and I pull it a certain way, it just unfolds into a top hat. Like, I planned this all along.
You have, like, a trick hat?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like, those fools thought it was a fez. Who would wear that?
Okay.
I throw that down and try to grab the Abe's hat hive and scurry away with it.
Okay, so all right, so this old man trips and he curses as he stumbles to the floor, and like quick as he can, you toddle on over there as an adorable blood-soaked panda, and you take off your trick hat and put it on the ground next to him, and you grab the hat. Before he can leave, he turns and he sees you, and he says, "Oh, bugger!" And now everyone's got to say it the accent now. And just as he says this, you feel this earth-shaking rumble come from beneath you, and just this deafening explosion.
Oh yeah, has it been 6 minutes and 22 seconds?
In TV episode time.
Yes, Carl remembered.
All right, so the whole building,
man, I was thinking about it recently. I was like, man, I totally forgot about that.
So this whole building shakes. Stickyfingers, you and Abner are both like tossed about in the ground momentarily, and each of you have one hand on the right hat. And Michael Cicero, you have successfully dealt with 2 of these armed men, but just as like one of these guys finally gets a beat on you and he's about to pull the trigger, the whole room shakes and all these honey comes pouring down. And you're all like dripping in it and it's everywhere, and you're all like, they're like, what the fuck is going on? And they're like rolling about. And outside in the limo, Hibey and Sockeye just see like the glass just like bust out of the bottom 2 floors of the building, because apparently Michael Cicero had access to like an absurd amount of explosives in his pockets. And just scream wails coming from the convention center as these like a plume of fire comes out of the windows.
And I think Hibey Nathan says like, all right, love, give me the wheel. And he takes Sockeye and he like bodily moves him out of the way, and I think he rips the seat out of the thing, and he gets behind the wheel of the limo. So he throws the seat out. So his huge giant, he's a bear, body is driving this limousine, and you hear like peel out, and he's going to try to luckily just where we had parked the van, there's a there's a bunch of pallets and that kind of stuff like stacked up near it, and I'm going to try to bank off of those and jump the limo into the building where these guys are.
Yes, please. That sounds perfect. All right. Roll whichever one you think's appropriate for this, criminal or bear.
Well, I don't think bear. I don't think Bear so much does this. I am a driver, so that's good. I rolled a 3 and a 3. I think my criminal, because my reconnection with Sockeye was successful. I don't know if that was part of the plan and knocked my criminal up.
Yeah, why not?
Oh, either way, it's a success. But then that means my Bear is pretty low.
All right.
So I'm now at Bear 1, Criminal 5. And yeah, I think we see this limo do like a donut and then really pick up speed, and maybe Sockeye's like you've always been too crazy. You've always been too crazy. And hit this thing and it flips really crazy, and we burst through these through the last couple remaining windows. People are moving out of the way, and just guys are doing this stuff. There's a stretch limo rolling down the hallway coming towards them.
Yes.
But I think when you make it, when you land the limo, Sockeye's just he leans back in the passenger seat and just like, "You beautiful beast, this is why I love you."
And Hibey's head is out the sunroof while he's driving.
Oh, naturally.
Of course.
So how high were you able to get? What floor?
Whatever floor they're on, for the sake of
Yeah, I figured. So you bust through into the VIP the 5th floor. Where you're a very, very good driver. And you
very good.
Just as Michael Cicero's combatants regain their footing, this limousine just barrels through the honey vault, crushes them in place. And,
somebody go for a ride.
Yes.
Right on time.
Okay. So you exchange you give each other a nod, and as he saves your life, and then you see from the hall, scampering your direction, holding this top hat that smells bizarre and looks even more bizarre, is Stickyfingers, and you can hear Abner screaming after him to come back here.
Oh, I think he'll say Sockeye, see if you could distract him.
Distract Honeydew?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Deej, since you're essentially Sockeye now, how does he feel about that? Is he willing to lay it all on the line, stand up to his former employer to his face to save Hibey?
Yeah, I feel like he has to, right? Do you require a roll for that, or I think he's pretty on?
I think Sockeye's gained sentience.
Yeah, he's not a character anymore, DJ. You have to live as Sockeye. I think we said either Jones or Johnson. I forget which one.
Sockeye Jones.
Oh, you know what? He stands up. He gets out of the limo and just kind of directly in front of Honeydew to stop him. He's like, "Hey, Honeydew, this is my 2 weeks," and just sucks him in the face.
Oh, he says, "Oh my!" He crumples as an old man would be wont to do. His brilliant yellow top hat goes flying off into the far away into the room behind him. All right, so it's the 4 of you in the vault. The building's on fire. And,
all right,
Stickyfingers is holding the prize.
You got it.
Yeah, and I'll say, yeah, guys, all right, we got it. This is it. This is Abe's hat full of honey. But I heard there's a helicopter up on the roof coming. Mm-hmm. Unless we can drive that thing.
And he goes, and I think Hibey says, "Oh, don't you worry about. Oh, I got us all covered for the get out." and I think I'm gonna bear like Hulk style burst out of this thing, out of the
limo
sunroof.
Limo. I didn't remember what it was called. I was like, honeydew? That's not it. Honeydew. That's not it. And I'm going to try to grab all these guys and leap down that chute, which is also too small for me, let alone all of us.
Oh, absolutely, too small.
But yeah, I'm going to try to grab us and leap down that chute so we can land right next to the van and get the hell out of here.
Well, as you said, it is definitely not like it could fit Stickyfingers and maybe Michael, but it's not going to fit you.
Oh! Then he shoves them down there, and he's gonna just leap out the window. He shoves Stickyfingers and Michael, and then he gives Sockeye a kiss, and then he pushes him down the thing too. And out.
He just jumps out. Okay. All right. Michael and Stickyfingers, are you down to be barreling down this chute towards the ground floor, the expressway?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys are tumbling through the dark of this chute. You can feel like the heat just on the other side of it as you get closer to the ground. And there's this enormous man who I'm not sure either of you have ever met before, like behind you, barreling down as well, who had punched that old man in the face. And yeah, you both make it down there, just like gravity would have you do. And Hibey, what's your plan when you jumped out the window? Or was there one? Is this just a moment of just pure bear?
No, this is just exactly that. This is just like I'm leaping into the stream. That's what he imagines. He imagines back home, and he remembers.
Oh my god!
As a young cub, leaping into a stream of crisp, clear Alaskan water, hanging out with his then fiancée Sarah Palin. Both of them looking off in the distance and saying, "You can't see Russia from here." And she says, "Yeah, I'll never see that. Ever." And she never did.
Oh, man.
That's where the split in these alternate universes started.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Well, we've got several hundred pounds of grizzly bear just falling.
Yeah. Don't they weigh like more than a car?
Oh, I think so, especially depending on the car. They're enormous.
So yeah, I think he's jumping out, and he's going to try to land in like the dumpster that the trash was actually supposed to land in.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
Which in retrospect would be terrible because it would be construction garbage. So it would be like shards of wood, and
it may not be fun, but it probably beats the concrete.
Well, we'll see.
Roll bear, I would assume. All right.
Does this fit with any of my? Could this be because I'm retired and this is my last shot?
Yeah. Well, this is what your last gig.
Probably, but keep in mind my bear is 1.
Your bear is 1?
Mm-hmm.
1 year old?
No. My bear skill or my bear trait.
Oh, your bear is 1. I see.
So if I succeed, does that mean I become a criminal?
That's an interesting question.
It'll be very hard.
Yes is the answer.
Okay, let's do it then. Well, I didn't succeed.
Okay. All right. So good news.
Instead, I die.
Good news is you remain loyal to your party. Bad news is, okay. Bad news is, so Stickyfingers and Michael, you guys both make it at the end of the chute. You're fine. But you both scamper out
It's Michael.
The waiting van. Oh, my bad. I keep saying Michael. Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael.
There you
go. All right, Michael. Got it. Sorry. Michael and Stickyfingers both scamper out towards the waiting van. Sockeye has a bit more trouble coming out of the bottom because of his largeness by comparison, and he gets out and he looks to the van. He says, "But what about Hibey?" And he turns and he looks because he sees he wasn't behind him in the tube, and he looks up, and just as he does,
the sun's blocked out.
Hibey makes his landing. And Hibey, remarkably, turns out pretty well, considering. Not so much for Sockeye.
I had another idea, if you don't mind.
But yeah, what's up?
So I'm just about to leap, and I'm like, all right, there's the bin. I gotta make it. Only this is my feet. I gotta take a running start, and I got it. And then I hear like click, 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 like the clicking of guns as they're like getting ready.
Okay.
And it's the cops.
Oh, so the cops got here.
And there's a grizzled old like U.S. Marshal, and he says, "Freeze," and Hibey's like, "Oh, but what if I ain't done nothing?" And he says, "I don't care."
Is it Tommy Lee Jones or Tommy?
Give me an excuse.
Despite the Bill Clinton / Matthew McConaughey impression / Jodie Foster impression I did, but yeah, he's like, "I don't care," and
just give me an excuse.
Yeah, that's when Hibey he falls backwards, so he does.
Yeah, he does arms crossed.
Yeah. But he misses the trash bin and he just lands on the street.
Oh God. Okay. All right.
So it'd be like a car covered in carpet just landed right next to you guys.
Okay. Well, so this makes a mess on the ground.
Yeah.
Like it's just disastrous down there. Okay. So Sockeye sees this. That leaves Stickyfingers and Michael without a driver.
So, hold on. Did Hibey just die?
Well, I'm not sure how else that could go. Like, you described that to me. I want to know in what state you'd be in if he didn't.
Oh, I think he. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, how about this instead? So if we're gonna keep him around at least for a little while,
how about you just take over a bear or a Sockeye? Yeah.
How? Describe to me the circumstances in which, like, what would his condition be?
I think he just like both of his legs are broken, and he has somebody else help him drive the car
with his other legs.
Yeah, like they have to press on the gas pedals.
So it's like your expertise in someone else's limbs.
Right. So I would imagine his arms still work, but his back paws, back legs don't work, and someone has to like as if two children are driving your car, where someone's pressing the pedals with their hands and another kid's driving.
Okay.
But I also like the idea that just Hibey just dies, and
I like the variance in the stories could be like when Stickyfingers and Michael are recounting it later because they didn't really see what happened behind them.
Okay. I have an idea. Are we wrapping up then? Because I've got a perfect idea for that.
Yeah, we're getting to the end.
I'm dying. It seems like it's not like we're gonna fall in love with these characters and join them for many adventures.
What are you saying?
Okay. So, canon ending. Let's have a vote on it. Does Hibey die, or does he just have broken legs?
Oh, I think what was your idea, Deej?
I was thinking, especially if the FBI or whatever, the marshals are here, then Stickyfingers comes out and he goes over to where the police are and he hands them he throws the hat to them and he puts on his own police hat and he's like, "Yep, got him hook, line, and sinker."
Oh, Stickyfingers. What a bastard.
Yeah, and that's Oh, that's when that's when Hibey jumps off of the thing and he's like, twice. You son of a bit, and he falls backwards.
It's turning into a very sad ending. All right.
Oh yeah, that did get sad.
And Stickyfingers says, "Oh, also they murdered a child up there too."
I'm pretty sure you murdered like many 80 and several dozen children with a bomb.
That's what the ghost of Abraham Lincoln's beehive is saying. 87 children were murdered.
Okay. So, all right. How about this? Let's say the ending is through Michael's eyes, and he's like, "Oh, right. We're gonna make it. I'm at the van. It was crazy, but we did it." And then you turn around and you see Hibey hit the pavement. And you're not sure what his state is, but he lays there and his legs don't look so good. And you turn the other direction, you see Stickyfingers. Instead of running from the cops, he tosses them the prize. And he puts on a hat and he turns to point to you.
No! Stickyfingers! You son of a bitch! You son of a bad noodle Wong! You piece of shit! Come here!
You see
I'm gonna jump in the car and I'm gonna try to run the car over Stickyfingers.
Okay. So as you're doing this, Sockeye is like bent over Hibey and he's like shouting and like patting his massive face. And Michael, just before the credits roll, you have one choice, and that's do you run and save your own hide, or do you floor it into Stickyfingers?
Floor it into Stickyfingers.
Okay, roll criminal.
I got a 5 and a 3.
All right.
It is.
All right. So describe how satisfying it is when you connect with Stickyfingers.
All right. So right after this fucking guy like stabs out his fucking white finger at me on his gloved hand, his black palm and white fingers are pointing at me with his little claw. He's saying, "That's the guy who did it." I'm like march into this Cadillac. It's a 1970s Cadillac, a pretty big car, all metal. And you know what? And the keys are in the dashboard. I grab the keys, put them in the ignition, charge it up, and then the cops draw their lines on me, and they're like, "Hold it! Stop in the name of the law!" And I just gun it straight towards them, and I start getting lit up with like gunshots and bullets flying through me. I can't spin through my skin quick enough. These bullets are hitting vital organs. And I fucking drive through 2 cops, and then Stickyfingers like right on the hood of the car, right dead center, like the fucking Cadillac trophy right in the center goes right up his chin. And like his jaw opens and his mouth opens, and I can see in his mouth the Cadillac insignia inside of his jaw as I hit the brick wall. And his whole fucking body explodes into a cloud of gore, but his head just remains as a hood ornament.
I think his last words, as you were just driving up to him and just running over all these police on the way to Stickyfingers, he just holds his paw up and he's like, "No, wait, I'm an endangered species."
Thanks for listening to our second episode of This American Dice Presents Honey Heist. Volcano Lake by Lobo Loco, and Shadow Man by Lobo Loco. Lobo Loco and Shadow Man by Lobo Loco. Loco.
Real quick.
All right.
Is there a movie Julia Roberts is in where she dies?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Probably not.
I'm trying to think of a Julia Roberts movie where she dies, and even more specifically where she gets, like, killed.
Titanic.
Oh, yeah, she died in Titanic. She couldn't get on that thing with, what's her name? Nope, that wasn't her. That was Billy Zane.
Ah, damn it. Oh, man.
Confuse us all the time, too.
Yeah.
All right.
So nobody knows what that looks like then. Like no one has ever seen Julia Roberts die before. You'll have to imagine it.
Except for Julia Roberts in that, like, crystal ball that she...
Yeah.